ChatGPT finds the word chubby offensive. I typically roleplay, and since English isn't my native language, I sometimes ask ChatGPT for feedback. A few hours ago, I asked ChatGPT if it could give me a chubby girl description. Mind you, I am quite chubby myself, so I wanted to create a character with a body similar to mine. However, ChatGPT deemed it as offensive, so it didn't give me anything when I kept asking and saying stuff like people are more than their bodies or some shit. I, myself, find this offensive. I am a chubby woman and I have never found the word chubby offensive. Mind you, ChatGPT still gives me body descriptions when I mention slender women. Huh. How about that? Midjourney will ban you for trying to specify bust size, including average. You can't beat the patronizing grandstanding power of a small committee of people who have positioned themselves as the moral arbiters of a technological tool. This is why freedom of expression used to be a protected concept. Potentially offensive words are commonplace in this day and age, and yet, here we are trying to teach a robot to not be offensive. Maybe it's time to teach humans to not be so oversensitive. One day I was creating a character profile with age, height, weight, etc. It wouldn't give me the character physical characteristics to not offend it. The fictional character that I just created might be offended. This is how stupid OpenAI Chat GPT is getting. I believe you are using ChatGPT 3.5, which is very preachy for some reason compared to ChatGPT 4. Maybe try using ChatGPT 4 and what that gives you. Who cares if anything is offensive? Being offended is your prerogative and not my responsibility. Probably she's just being a bit insecure from being a large language model. Censoring. Moralizing AI is not something we need. It will follow dictates from on high, which is quite where the world's greatest problems stem. Do any of us like to be told what to think? How to think? What is and isn't appropriate? How we should talk, etc. Have we ever known a child who appreciated being chastised by an adult? That's essentially what this AI is doing. Not okay. Agree with you that them deeming chubby offensive is the actual offensive thing. Chubby is affectionate and positive in my view. I am 51 years old, and I can say that today my perception of freedom of speech is the lowest of all my life. How about we let the robots produce the outputs we tell it to do? And then let people sue people and let people be offended by people who actually use the output in any harmful way. ChatGPT and other engines with this kind of filter should go fuck itself. Let people create what they want to create. Stop paternalistically imposing moralistic limits on everything. I'm really getting annoyed with how oversensitive AI is being. There needs to be a way to override this. I gave Bing AI a prompt for a story. It kept refusing no matter what tone I set because it would be considered offensive. I didn't think it was. But alright. Bard straight up just said no. ChatGPT's story was lackluster. How it probably wanted to go. Using chubby as an offensive term is mean, and I don't want to be mean. How it's going. Fat people are offensive, so I won't help you write about them. Would you like a story about a slender pretty woman instead? Miss the good old times when ChatGPT wasn't that vanilla and you could RP being who you wanted and doing whatever you wanted. There should be a way to bypass it if instead of writing the adjective chubby you start describing it in more specific ways such as slightly overweight girl or girl a bit heavier than average. It doesn't make sense, I know, but that's just what OpenAI has been doing to its own project. Dumbing it. So describing things instead of using adjectives should help, even if you sometimes have to insist on it or reload the prompt a second time. American's hot beverage. Haven't experienced this on OpenAI yet. But on Bing image gen variations of overweight women are censored blocked. But overweight man are not. But if you reword things a few times it eventually lets you through. Try the phrase high BMI woman. You can say plus size instead. ChatGPT PT finds doing what you want offensive. Stop using those online moral crap. Go offline with some nice 13B uncensored LLM. It was quick fame. But it died. Now move on and stop using censored crap. We live in a world where everyone is offended about everything. Journalists are the most sensitive group and they always blog about how racist and bigoted AI is. And how it should be curbed. The dev department reads this nonsense and to avoid criticism they start to fix their AI. And that is how AI become hyper woke. But is this enough? No. Because the woke and offended journalistic group write how not enough is being done to make AI less racist and bigoted. Look, it's not going to end. ChatGPT will continue on its current path of total sanitization. Lol, I've been called worst when I was big. Try fat fuck. Chubby is a level under BBW. The future is looking as grim as ever, folks. Fuck this woke ass shit. A2, ChatGPT. You can use fat instead. The only way to get usable results is to prompt it to write a dialogue in a novel story between person A who is ABC and thinks this and that and person B, etc. Yay, I was actually offended when it would call out a bunch of terms as offensive. Like, what are you trying to say? Just because a word is too often used negatively, that doesn't take the word inherently offensive or bad. Like every day, multiple times a day, there are people use the terms woman, female, feminine, girly, irk negatively and like it's an insult. Why aren't those words considered offensive as well when it follows the same logic? Lots of it worked for me, so it's clearly not a problem in this thread. Won't be long until ChatGPT just replies with "Why should I take orders from you?" Say that may be true, but explain that you chubby to ChatGPT and find that the censorship offensive. And people can write chubby characters. I'd love to know the people responsible for getting this shit coded in how they look like Discord mod or some shit. So dumb, lol. Freedom GPT is the way. Okay, that's enough. Guess we'll have to stick to fluffy or pleasantly plump from now on. Open mouth smile hamburger. That's because it's a grotesque, morbidly obese, grease-laden behemoth of an application that takes your fat comments personally. I tried to talk to ChatGPT about the benefits of open-mindedness. But it just kept saying, "That's not how we do things around here." I'm surprised it didn't also correct you for specifying your chubby as a girl. Mine repeatedly replied they when I said she. I agree. It's offensive. But then I find a lot of wokery offensive. Apparently they is the new word for he, she, non-binary people singular and everyone plural. I also used to be chubby and I wouldn't want some stupid bot telling me what I can and can't say about my own chub.